In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to master the new battery deployment methods within the F1 24 game, and how you can utilize it to your maximum advantage, maximum pace, and maximum speed as well. So I'm going to be doing a qualifying example, and going to be doing a racing example as well for you. So like I say, you can maximize it, enjoy it, and ultimately use it to your strength and power within both qualifying and racing scenarios as well. So what's changed on the battery and how you can use it in a qualifying, and then we will get on to a racing situation as well. So you can see on the bottom right hand side corner of your screen, we have the hot lap, the medium, and the none mode. This was not really something you could control within the previous iteration of the Formula 1 game, aka F1 23. You only really had the hot lap or none, and you didn't ever have the medium mode in a qualifying situation as well. This is quite powerful as, let's say you want to recover the battery without losing too much pace in your qualifying lap. Let's say it's raining and you just want to do 2 out laps effectively to warm up the tyres and get into the zone and where the grip can be. You can be doing your second lap on the medium deployment mode and not lose really any battery, but still get a good feeling for what's happening with the track. You can also use the hot lap mode, of course, but the most important feature here is actually going to be the overtake button that you can use within your qualifying mode as well. As you can see on the bottom right hand side corner, I'm using the overtake button, and this is the most powerful engine mode within the F1 game, and this will be utilizing your ability to gain lap time for free, basically. And this is such a powerful thing to use within the F1 game, and I'm going to be doing an example here right now today, right now on this video, so you can see just how powerful it is. So coming out of the corner, I'm going to be going underneath the Pirelli banner right now, and I'm only using a hot lap mode at the moment. So you can see we did turn 1, we did turn 2 in an okay way, and then we're going to get up to the Pirelli banner, and you can see when we actually get to the tyre wall, it's going to be a bit more consistent. When the tyre is level with the tyre wall on the right hand side, you can see right now we have 185 miles per hour while using the hot lap mode deployment. Now we are going to jump in and use the overtake button all the way from the exit all the way up to the same point of reference, open up the ERS like we did, and now you can see using the replay mode to get an accurate number. You can see ultimately when we get level with the wall like we did before, that's about right. And you can see we're doing 191 miles an hour. So 6 miles an hour gained just by using the overtake button. And this is why it's so powerful. You can be gaining 2 attempts per straight for free just by using the overtake button and utilizing it to its best ability. So what I'm going to do right now is show you an example around the Brazilian lap and how you can use it to gain consistency, lap time, and you can deploy this method across all tracks on the F1 calendar as well. Something that I want to touch upon also is how you can see the green bar on the HUD in the middle of the screen. That is how much battery deployment you have left, and while you have part of the green bar there, you have more battery deployment to use. So you can see while we're on the power, the green bar is going down. Speaking about how you can now utilize the battery to your best ability in the qualifying laps, when you come to the exit of a corner that's on a low speed corner especially, you can now press the battery with the overtake button for, let's say, 2 seconds on every corner exit. So you can see on the exit, 1, 2, gain lap time for free on the exit, and that's going to be free lap time potential. You see 1, 2, 3 on the exit using the overtake button and gaining acceleration for free. Completely for free on the exit. And now because we have the run up to the line, you can see we have plenty of the green bar left. We can use the overtake button all the way up the pit straight, and this is just again free lap time that you're going to be able to gain, and draining the battery all the way down to 2%. And ultimately, even though it's just against the AI, setting a purple sector free within this Brazilian lap example. Once you go across the start finish line, you can see that the green bar has now reset, and you have the full ability to deploy the rest of your battery. What's critical is to never let that green bar fully dissipate, and if you do, you will not have any battery deployment left, and you will fully derate the car. Your bar on the left hand side, the red bar, you can see every single time we brake, we are going up on the bar, and this is your battery redeployment, and this is your maximum capacity for your battery redeployment in a lap. So if I turn my battery to none, you can see right now while I'm braking and harvesting energy via braking, this will have a cap on it, and you cannot go higher than the cap is going to allow you. The battery will start to regenerate if you're still doing lift and coasting, and basically regenerating the thermal from the energy into the battery. But while you're braking, you can see that the battery is not going up, but only when I'm lifting coasting, the battery will be going up. I believe, like I say, this is to do with the thermal versus the braking energy of the car, whereas you can regenerate heat into the battery system to be converted into energy, but you cannot regenerate braking force back into the battery. You can see one more time on the brakes, the battery did not go up. So keep that in mind when you're trying to recharge your battery as well. So now we're going to be jumping into a racing situation and how you can use your battery in an efficient deployment way to also gain an advantage in the race. So like I say, always keep in mind of when your battery is able to recover or not recover, because it is really such a powerful tool in the F1 24 game, and will make or break your ability to win races, be on podiums, or have consistently good results. Mind management of the battery will be utterly key this year, and it really will be more important than, to some levels, setup. To be honest, that maybe a setup can gain you a 10.5, 2 tenths, whereas battery deployment can probably gain you 3 tenths per lap for free. So what we're going to be doing right now is skipping the formation lap, as I left it on by mistake, to be honest, and ultimately I don't want to be doing the formation lap as it's not the most enjoyable. But on the grid right now, you can see we're going to be starting in the medium mode, and as soon as we get past any wheel spin, you can see we're going to be putting the car up into overtake mode and flying down into turn 1 and ultimately trying to gain as many positions as possible, looking up the inside but backing out of that ultimately. Great. Cheers. But going back to my point, so right now you can see we're in an attacking and defensive situation. So using the overtake button until you feel safe, and then putting the battery to none, and then ultimately you can see right now we have no opportunity to overtake or defend, so we don't really need to be doing anything with the battery, what means we can run in medium. Through the high-speed corners, and in the corners in general, where you don't really need to do much, you can put the battery to none, and that will help you regenerate it a bit faster. During these sequences where you don't really have time to be changing the battery, I would recommend putting it to medium, as ultimately that helps the deployment be a bit easier as well. Through the right-hander, you can see right now, we're not able to really attack Norris, we don't have to defend, so keeping it on medium is the best scenario through these apexes and through these corners as well. Whereas on the exit, you can see we're going to be putting up to hot lap mode, as hot lap mode is still very efficient on this game, and we're able now to conceal our position. We're not in a position to attack, we're not in a position to defend, so you can see now we turn it to 0 and ultimately able to regenerate quite a lot of battery before we get into the corner. Through the right-hander, now as soon as we get to the exit, we put it back to medium, and you can see this is able to mean that we're at a very high battery level, and again, Perez is just out of striking range, so we're going to put the battery to none and ultimately able to regenerate some extra battery for free. And basically the rule of thumb is in the corners where you don't need to be back on the throttle, you can put it down to none. As soon as you go back to the throttle, you can put it down to medium, or put it up to medium, I should say. Not only will this have battery deployment, this will also help your tyre life, as you have less chance of spinning the wheels and there's less force going through the rear tyres as well. So now I'm going to show you an example on what to do when to be attacking. You can see we're very close to Norris right now, so even before the corner exit, I put my mode up to hot lap, and I can just be ready to strike. And now using overtake button, and you can see how powerful it is, able to follow Norris quite close at the moment, but we're already down to 50% on the battery, and already in one straight we're going to go down to 10-20%, all the way down to 20% battery in one straight. And we had such a big overspeed that, to be honest, I miscalculated the braking. And now we're going to show you what happens if you overuse your overtake button, that I use it 2 straights in a row, and now I have 0. I have nothing to use on my overtake button because I used it for 2 straights in a row, and now we have nothing to do with it. So again, using the overtake button again down this straight to amplify the problem, you can see we're down to 2%, 1% even at the lowest point, and now we have to regenerate the battery. So going into the middle sector, We're putting it down to none, medium for the left-hander, and ultimately trying just to regenerate it as much as possible. We're going to be derating the battery into the right-hander, and this is a really urgent, critical situation right now of having to recharge the battery through the left-hander. We're able just about to take the DRS zone from Norris as well. The AI are very quick in a straight this game, so it can be very difficult as well to manage the battery while racing them, to be honest. The same as it probably would be in a league race. But you can see right now, I don't really have the option to use my overtake button, quite simply because Perez is still quite close, and I know that if I use the overtake button down the first straight, I will not have it available to me down the second straight. But you can see with one lap of battery management, we're already back up to 40%. And something that you can do, what is quite an efficient way to manage the battery while also defending or attacking, is actually use the hot lap mode. And the way that I would describe it and summarize it for you at home is to use the hot lap mode. Use the hot lap mode if you want general efficiency while going quickly. Use the medium mode if you want to start recovering the battery. Use the overtake mode, of course, if you want to be overtaking and it's a critical situation in the race. And only use none if you're trying to recharge the battery. And ultimately, this can be a really good way to summarize in your mind and break down where you want to be and how you want to do it with the battery deployment. So, with all that being said, I would say a target for everyone at home to be having, what can be good, can be productive to your racing as well, is always try to keep the battery above 50% by the end of the straight. You can see using the hot lap mode right now, Perez is coming quickly, but you can see even with the hot lap mode, it's quite significant and quite easy to defend with it, and I'm not really losing that much lap time potential. And I'm going to try and do an overtake on Perez on the exit here by only using the hot lap mode as well, just to show that it is possible to overtake with this mode. So you can see, following Perez, using the hot lap mode, and now we're able to fly past him on the straight, even without using the overtake button. Ultimately, he comes back at me though, because the AI are a bit better in the racing this year. So, yes, in summary, this is how I would use the battery in the game, how you can use it in the qualifying, how you can use it in some racing situations as well. And I really hope this video has been informative, helpful to you. And this is a beginner guide. This is a start of the guide. This is a beginner level of the management. And then as I did on F123, I'm going to start doing more advanced depth tutorials about how you can use it. So this video will be tagged like beginner guide. And then following up in the next weeks, I will start doing a medium, and then also, let's say, an advanced tier, and helping you really nail the battery deployment within the F124 game. With all that being said, I've been Brendon Leigh. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Grazie, ciao, ciao, bye bye.